President of Applied Belts Inc. We're the lining supplier to the lining company, and we've been supplying them for about 18 months now. We are a company originally based in England. We have 60 contractors who we supply on 5 continents, and we've been involved in the industry since 1975 at the inception of cured-in-place lining. We were very pleased to work with a lining company on the Danforth project, which had some peculiar specification requirements, and I'm glad we were able jointly to fulfill them all. We are very interested in dealing with companies like the lining company who operate in enforced specification areas, because it's where our company can excel through its ISO 9002 qualifications.
I'm Ian Doherty. I'm with Trenches Design Engineering. We were hired by the mining company to work with them on the City of Toronto Danforth project. The City of Toronto Danforth project was one of those projects that you really remember for being a really satisfying project. Our involvement came on 2 parts of the project. First of all, we provided the ASTM F1216 design for the liners on the job. The second part of the project, which is most unusual, is this project had a requirement to keep all the buildings' sewer services in flow during the lining. Usually these services are allowed to back up for an 8 or 10 hour period. In this case, there was a requirement to keep all the buildings and restaurants in service the whole time.
The City of Toronto has a tough compliance policy ensuring that each inversion is tested by the city in an independent test laboratory.
Hi, my name is Tony Arajo. I'm the laboratory manager for Trident Technical Services. We were contracted by the City of Toronto Works Department to do the inspection and testing of the CIPP lining material on the Danforth contract. We would receive raw samples from the city the following morning after the material had been cast in place. And what you'll end up with after you've done the test is a specimen that's bent like this. The flexural strength of the material is a measure of how strong the material is in bending, basically how much force it takes to bend the material. The flexural modulus of the material is a measure of the stiffness of the material. How much force does it take to deflect it a certain amount when you initially start to bend the material. The contract, or the Danforth contract, basically found that the materials that were tested for the lining company were either well within specification, generally speaking 1.2 to 2 times higher than the specified requirements under ASTM F1216.
A discussion with Randy Smith, contract supervisor for the City of Toronto City Work Services, led to the following comments regarding factors such as budget and timeline.
My role was to review the tender submissions to ensure they were satisfactory, and then the overall project supervision with a view to ensuring the contract was done according to the specifications, with minimal disruption to the business communities down on the Danforth, the traveling public, and while doing all that, make sure it all goes down safely. I'm pleased to say that the mining company was able to complete the work in 63 days out of 100 allowed. Project started March the 10th and finished on June the 5th, well ahead of schedule. I'm pleased to say there was not a single complaint from the business community nor the traveling public, and also pleased to say that we got great cooperation from both the business improvement associations on the Danforth. It was a pleasure working with them.
The lining company, using its Team Liner product, was able to handle the toughest job for one of the most demanding customers in North America. Third-party testing was carried out on all engineering parameters. The City of Toronto required a minimum of 250,000 psi